So excited again. Yay, yay, yay. I have the Ashika Lessani here with me again. And the best part about today is it's not about postpartum depression. It's not about everything. It's about her. And the most important thing about today is having a woman that inspires other women with me. And I think that's the biggest thing about today's podcast and about her and her achievements and everything that she's brought together. So, Ashika, welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much for putting your time in today and being here with me.
Oh my God, Nishma, thank you so much. I would not miss an opportunity to hang out with you. Both of us being moms, like this is our hangout time, right? And we get to celebrate each other. So I'm always happy to be here with you.
Why did you not tell me to open up a glass of wine? Because that's exactly
because it's 12:30 in the whoever's listening at whatever time, current time is about 12:40 p.m. on a school day.
Oh, this is the times that
but
we
you know what? It's 5:00 somewhere, right? Sometimes.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. There's never a time wrong to have a drink because you can always think about the time that, someone's falling asleep or someone's going to sleep or it's the evening time. So, grab that drink and enjoy it. That's for sure. Today, I'm here because I want to talk to Ashika about the book that she wrote. Just recently, she had put on Facebook, if you've not seen it, or Instagram, she put together an amazing book. And I have been intrigued and bringing her in today because that's what I want to talk to her about. There's not just a book, there's every little detail of stuff that she's been working on that she's achieved. And, this is where we talk about women achieving their goals, women being the fearless people that they are today. Everything we do today is able to show that we can achieve all our goals and still be the most beautiful people in the world ever. So, Ashika, tell us a little bit about your beautiful book.
Well, it's been a long time coming. It's a combination of everything that is me, that it's built me and where I am right now. And I wanted one book that a woman can go to find her health. Because women are always searching, especially right now with social media, with Dr. Google out there. So many opinions and statements. I wanted one place that a woman can go to, pick up a book of holistic wellness, and truly understand how her body works and what it needs to repair itself, not just physically, but nutritionally, emotionally, and spiritually.
That's exactly what it is: mind, body, and soul.
Yeah, pretty much. And of course it has all my recipes. It has it has all my recipes, and I find each recipe has unique ingredients that help with hormone balance, of course, mental health, and those two are tied together. Help work through fatigue and easy to do meals, especially if you're a mom, if you're a woman that's on the go and trying to multitask. There's journal entries in there. It's one place.
I love that. I love that. I love the book. And I can see that you had an author copy. I wanted you to show it. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want
to but
author copy. It is
excited,
right? It's so exciting. When you actually hold a copy of your achievement, it feels like your dreams have come true. This book I got on my phone. I didn't get the actual copy yet of it. I can't wait till it comes out for the actual copy because I want it in my hand and say, oh my God, I got this book and I'm so excited about it.
Thank you.
One thing I love about you is as a holistic nutritionist, and I think we're both in the very similar mindset on this, is really understanding the point of view of how to live your life to the fullest, but more mindfully, being that kind of person, being able to learn to live at the moment. And I think that's really important, especially the way we eat. And so when that's probably in your book, the way we eat. Recipes are probably so beautiful because they have lots of whole foods in them, probably. So that's amazing. Anything to do with your spiritual life, anything to do with your mind. the way your body works and the way that you think and you feel all come with what you eat and how you exercise and how you move. It's everything put together in one little ball. And that is how you look at life, is a ball. And think about it, if you take this ball and you throw it around everywhere,
Mhm.
that's how you're going to feel in life. You're going to be thrown
Right.
around, not sure if you're going to be taking care of yourself or not. Or you have this little ball and you keep it in your hands and you take care of it. How do you see the difference in that, so I
Right.
love that about you, and I love that you've put this together. Do you have any idea when it will be available for us to just grab it on Amazon whenever?
I hope soon. I hope soon. I just have to go over it and, do the final look through the book. I would say probably in the next 2 weeks, it'll be, and of course I'll put it on social media when it will be available. So anybody following me or know of me, then they'll be able to definitely get a direct link
How
to
do you
it.
writing this book?
It feels surreal. You would know, right? It feels surreal to see my journey put in a book on sale to help another woman
Mhm.
and to be able to reach women all around the world. I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, I'll share this. At the beginning of towards the end of last year, I always do an action board, I call it, or a vision board, I call it an action board. And I had it in there to even like a thought. I'm like, it was just a thought in my mind. And I said, I want to come out with a book, hopefully by the the end of next year. And I just put it there and I forgot about it. And I just continued doing the work, right? Continuing coaching women, growing myself, building beautiful connections like yourself, like just building that community. And then the idea of the book actually came alive when someone approached me about it.
Mhm.
I worked with an editor, and it was actually supposed to be just a recipe book. That's it. And then I thought about it and I said, I'm not just a recipe book type of woman. There's lots of options for that, lots of beautiful, amazing authors out there that just focus on recipes and whole food recipes. I said mine is a full wellness circle, and I want to address that. And it's years of everything that I've done for myself, that I've helped other women through. Um, and yeah, I'm so excited. It still hasn't sunk in. I remember when it came in the mail, that the author's copy, and my son and I opened it together first,
Yeah.
because I dedicated the book to him,
Mhm.
to the women that I work for and the women that I know, and then to him, of course. And and there's a picture of him and I in there, but not showing his face, but just his back. And I read that dedication part to him, and he just had this smile on his face. And we opened it when we were sitting in the car. We were actually heading somewhere, and we were screaming at the car.
I would probably do the same thing. Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. The feeling is unbelievable.
Yeah, the feeling is unbelievable. I think that the greatest thing is that I'm happy that a woman can pick up this book and have a a starting point for herself.
The emotions are so real. I love the emotions that you just brought out because I can see it right through the moment you get that book, the moment you're opening it up out of the envelope, the moment you have that kind of like
Yeah.
feeling, like you're so excited. Those are the feelings of a winner. Those are the feelings of a woman that's just reached one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think, as women, we really need to celebrate that milestone.
Yeah.
Of course, you have a group that works with you on the book, right? You have your accountability partners, you have your support, you have your editors, you have your book coach, all of that. But at the end of the day, nothing happens if you're not grounded.
Yeah.
And of course, you celebrate everybody that helped you get this book out. But at the end of the day, we sometimes don't celebrate ourselves. And that's really important, to celebrate ourselves. And there's no shame in the game.
No, absolutely not. You got to celebrate you. You got to celebrate all your achievements and everything. That's another thing that I teach as well. And I think you do. I know you do the same thing.
Mm.
Your goals, everything needs to be realistic, and you have to feel the joy of doing it. If there's no joy, you're not going to keep on doing it.
Right.
Yeah, you feel joy. That's the biggest
Absolutely.
thing.
You have to bring joy, and you can't withhold joy. I think that's a misconception when people say that, I will celebrate when, I will do this when. Well, the whole process of doing what it is that you set out to do is a celebration itself. So if you're withholding that joy, how are you going to appreciate it when it's actually in front of you? Or will it be short-lived?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's very true. Life is in every little way, the most beautiful way. I was just recording something today, and the first thing I said was, how can you live your life today? How can you actually live knowing that you'll be here again tomorrow? Are
Right?
you sure you're going to be here tomorrow? Are you positive that you're going to be here tomorrow? So what you need to get done, just get done today, because tomorrow may never come.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? If anybody has something to say about it, that's on them.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I don't worry about those kind of people anyway.
I know. No, you just keep doing what it is. Like, you just focus on your purpose,
Yes.
and focus on how the universe needs to work through you.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is to learn that the universe always has your back. If you remember that, and if you remember that at all, it was just another thing that I said about life too, when I was doing my recording: stress, stress, stress. And we have it a lot. This is the reason why we can never move forward, is because of the amount of stress that we have in our life.
Yeah.
So when you look at the stress and you think, okay, is this something that is it something that I can change? And if it is, then change it and make it feel better. But if it's
Right.
nothing that you can change and you can't do anything about it, how about you just let go of it and allow the universe to just remove it slowly, and whatever is meant to happen will happen,
Mhm.
because you can't make anything to change. You can't change anything. No stress about it. Whatever
Right.
happens, happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I 110% agree. And also understanding that there's different types of stress. Sometimes acute stress, I mean, with chronic stress, acute stress, without going too much into it, but a small amount of stress is good because it actually jumpstarts your immune system, right? It hits your lymphatic system. You need that. But really understanding that sometimes if we're stressing over something that we are creating
Mhm.
for ourselves and what our purpose is, that's not stress. A lot of people don't get to stress about that,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, and when you're writing, you go through a lot of moments of self.
A lot of moments. Yes.
You're not throwing the towel. Well, you talk yourself like you're crazy.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Oh,
And then
crazy.
sometimes there were some times where I would talk to myself and I say, okay, you know what? Yes, you're on a time crunch, and yes, you've got other things going on, but guess what? This is all that you are creating. So it's not bad stress. It's actually stress. It's just, you're in high drive. You're in your creative zone. The creative zone, sometimes we take it as, oh, I'm in high stress. No, you are in your creative zone. You are in your highest power. You want that. You don't want to sit down and calm down. You want to stand up and you want to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Is there something out of your book that you can read to us?
Oh, I see. I didn't expect that. I'm like, what can I, let's see, I'll go. Uh, let's see here. I'll read you this. Okay. It's a section on, trying to understand. Okay. It's a section on our relationship with self. So it's a mental health section.
Mhm.
So I have written here, What you do today will soon be your yesterday. Your health is a result of your habits you decide to put into play today. Stop waiting for the perfect Monday to start. Recognize that time and health are your two precious assets. You cannot ignore the importance of mental health as part of your wellness wheel. A healthy lifestyle isn't about what you lose, it's about what you gain. Yeah.
That is absolutely beautiful.
So it's, yeah, I mean, now I'm just like looking back at the book. I'm like, oh my God, can't believe it's done.
You know, it's amazing. It's I love the emotion that you have and the beautifulness that you have about this book. And I'm so excited to share this to every single woman out there in the world to say, hey, this is something that you need to look at. This is something that you need to read. It is definitely something that we need to definitely have in our hands. I think that's the most important thing. I'm like, when I got it on my phone, it wasn't as a saying as when I actually want to hold it in my hand and say, oh my God, I got this book. I have it. I have it in my hands. It'll probably be in like you where my living room is. I have all these displays. I'm like, yep, it's gonna be one of my displays in my book in my area. It's like Ashika's book will be right there.
That's how I feel about yours. I mean, I'm waiting for it, and I'm just like seeing your cover just brought tears to my eyes.
Hmm. Hmm. If you don't know already, Ashika has written a foreword in my book. She's one of my biggest fans, of course. Being a holistic nutritionist, she's gone through a lot in her life as well. Everything that she's done, and she's gone through it. She kind of resonates to my story, so I really wanted her to write my forward. But actually, I asked her to write me a review on the book.
Yeah, it was a review, right? Yeah, I wrote it.
With a review. But it was so beautifully read. It was so beautifully done that I actually added it into her forward, and it was amazing because it's one of her first pieces on the book when you read it. So once the book is out, that will be something that Ashika will have in my book. So I'm excited to have her a part of my book.
I I was so humbled to be a part of it and read such a beautiful journey, but not even just beautiful. It's so real.
Yeah.
And I think whether you're a mom or you're not, you will still be able to feel you through the words.
Yeah, it was a very difficult way to write it. Every little emotion,
But
everything that I remembered, everything I put together was like it was like exactly how it happened. And it was a difficult story, but it was really like I'm feeling very happy with it because I'm able to help other moms to know that hey, they're not alone. And this is why when I brought you to talk about your book as well, you talk about the mind, body, and the soul. And right at the end of my book, when you talk about that too, you look at, if it wasn't for the mind, if it wasn't me changing my body, if it wasn't me being able to nourish myself with the right foods and the exercises that I did, if it wasn't for me to understand that my body affects gets affected in the way that I feel, the way I think, the way I do things, that is in fact the way that happened. And then how did I make those changes in my life to actually become the person I am today? Right. So when you look at Ashika's book and think about the nourishment, the mental health, the spiritual health, your every little thing that you're going to, you read, and then the recipes that she'll be providing, that book itself, and then put mine together and say, okay, this is what happened to a woman. Now change it, put that
yes,
book on top of it and say, do this and watch your life change. It is
yes.
the simplest forms in the world of understanding the mind, body, and spirit. If you can remember those three things,
Mm-hmm.
your life is a whole new world. And the life that you hold in your hands will be the life you want to live for the rest of your life.
Exactly. I love that you mentioned it's the simplest thing because our mind overcomplicates things. It thinks that it needs the actual healing or the unraveling of the undone. It almost gives us this thought that it has to be something grand.
Mhm.
It really doesn't. The more you simplify it, the more you have beautiful books like yours and the book that I wrote, it's everyday women like us that are making other women think, you're not alone. And it's not going to be an easy journey, but let's simplify it together.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. I think that's the biggest, that's something that we all need to remember on this podcast is, in order to live the life that you want, live each moment, each moment. Think about what you're doing each moment and make sure that you're enjoying each moment while you're living it. And I think that's
Mhm.
really important. Today, when I got Ashika on this online, I didn't even prepare anything. I just wanted to talk to her about her book.
We don't need anything prepared. We just chat.
And so I decided that's it. I want to make this live because I want you to know about what she's done and what she's accomplished. And that is so important because the podcast that I bring out to women is your accomplishment. When
Mhm.
you move forward and you accomplish one of your goals and you're so happy with the stuff that you've brought together, you've done something for yourself and you want to inspire other people. This is the podcast to be on because Ashika always inspires me.
Oh my God. It's
Oh,
this is like this your podcast is like girls' night out. Like the women you have on here, amazing, brilliant women
oh.
with brilliant contributions in the world for other females. It's so inspiring and it's so real. It doesn't have the fluff, you
No,
know?
it doesn't, right? It just
We
has to
don't
be
need
you.
the fluff.
That's what it
Yeah.
is about.
Yeah.
A podcast about two, women that just want to be there, talk about everything and anything, and still have the most amazing time. This is why I said, okay, it's either a glass of wine or we just have opened up a champagne. If I knew that you had your author copy with you in your hand, I would not even have waited. I was like, poof, right here, let's do it. Here's a cup of,
We
here's
have
your glass.
to. We have to go for champagne, some like next month after yours comes out. I mean, like even when I had my author's copy, I was showing it to my partner and he's like, we're getting champagne. So we have champagne. I'm like, but it's not,
The author
you
copy
still
is
have,
amazing because when you hold your book in your hand, it's just a few little things that you might want to change in there.
yeah.
But that copy is your sweat. It's everything that you did. It's everything you put together. It's yours. It's an author copy. It's fine. It's the only thing it says do not no resale at the front cover.
Yeah.
It's not the biggest thing, but it's that achievement that you look at. Like I couldn't even do the author copy with mine, which is fine. I'll get that copy when that time comes. But I do believe when the soul is happy, you're dancing.
Yes. Whichever way it's supposed to play out, it will play out. Like I opened my book and I thought, because I have my own personal journal entries in here. So
Mhm.
things that I use to write about myself in my journals, there's quotes in here as well. So when I opened and I read and I said, oh my God, this is letting other women like really into what I was going through.
Yeah, I love it, Ashika. I love it. And I'm so, so thankful for you being here and talking about your book and talking about everything around it and, being able to read a little bit from your book. That's amazing too, as well. And if you're able to watch this on YouTube, at least you can at least see her holding her book out, know exactly it's there. And if not, it's okay, like listening to this podcast and just listening to two women talking about their achievements and everything they've gone
Mhm.
through and everything they've put
Mhm.
together and grabbing that star when you can and there's so much that we can achieve in our life. You just have to believe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I find and I see this in you as well, and so many other or all of us that are a tight connection on social media. Every month or every year, there's a different chapter. There's you can see all of us growing and expanding, and I'm just so excited. I know we're still a couple of months away from the new year, but I'm so excited to see what everything that we have created this year is going to bring us next year.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. You know what? This year has gone by like water, right? It's gone by. I
Yeah.
remember when we just went. I remember when it was 2019 and 2020 when we actually got shut down.
Yeah.
And then all of that came out. And then this January came along. We're all hoping for the best year this year and things will change. It did change a bit, but it never went back to its normal life again. But everything that we created, everything that we put together, everything we've been doing ever since this life has started, it's been crazy. It's been amazing.
Mhm,
The
mhm.
people we've met and the connections we've had during that time, during this time, it's all on media. It's all on media because not that many people can still get out, right? So
Yeah, not that many people can
um,
get out, but you know, this is interesting too. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I'd like to see what your take is on it. And we might as well just discuss it now.
yeah.
But up until 2019 and the shutdown, like you mentioned, and now, you know, it's saying, and we're all thinking, okay, things are not going to be back to normal. Are we going to go back to normal? I find that what we considered normal wasn't normal because we were all in a fight or flight state. We were all, you know, I find a lot of people that I've talked to and had conversations with, they were so buried under obligations, expectations, and they were really spreading their energy thin. And then the world shut down, and it forced us to bring our circle, to make our circle smaller, to only spend time with people that support us and we support them, and make better use of how to create joy. Like all of that, it really hit us in the face. So now when we say, you know, is this the new normal? Well, the normal wasn't working. So this, now we get to create and now we get to recreate the whole thing.
It's actually really funny you brought this up. When COVID was never there, we were all over, well, you're right. We were all over the place. You're right. We
Yeah.
had so much going on in our lives. We never had the time to stop and think, never had the time to actually reconnect with our thoughts because we were always on the go. Everything we did, everything we went, our hugs and kisses and everywhere that we saw. Yeah, those were like the funness of life and everything was great. But until COVID hit, it was when we actually had to sit down and really think because, you know,
Mhm.
we were shut down. Only a few people could go to work. We were at home. What do we do now?
Yeah.
What does our soul and our heart really want to do now? What is our creativity now? A lot of us actually got to a point where we reconnected through our souls actually during COVID. And I think, that's exactly where and why I'm here.
Mhm.
2019 hit. And that's when I started to question myself is what's my purpose in my life? You know, and
Yeah.
and then slowly I learned so much about that and how what miracles happened with me and the things that I've learned. And ever since being here today, it's because I was able to reconnect with myself. And a lot of people will probably disagree with that, but a lot of people,
Mhm.
I think a majority of people will agree that COVID, yes, 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 it's the worst thing that's ever actually happened into our life. That's something that is not, the virus is not the greatest, but the way it impacted our life
Mhm.
in spiritually, mentally, the things that we did when the gym closed down, what did we have? We had no more gyms. So what did
Yeah.
people do?
Yeah.
How did you take care of your body while you
Mhm.
were at home when there was no gym? Think about it, right? Like I
Correct.
still think that the gyms will not be there for a very long time. I still think people
I
may not be
agree.
able to go to that gym anymore as much, though it's open right now, though it's available right now. How long do you think it's going to be before the gyms actually get shut down and you're back at home figuring out how you're going to work out?
That's right. I mean, at the gym that I go to, it's ghost town. I mean, mind you, I go like crazy time of the mornings, but it's still like if I happen to go a midday or something, it's empty, completely empty. You see a lot more people working out running outdoors. You see a lot more people out in the fields and in parks and working out. You even see trainers out there training
Yeah,
now too.
absolutely. You're not
Yeah,
going to
things
see
are
a lot of this.
changing.
Yeah, you're not going to see a lot of this stuff. A lot of things are now going online, hoping that that never
Mhm.
shuts down because that last time that happened with Facebook and Instagram, like
Oh
people,
my God. I took the day off. I'm like, my office is closed today.
I took the day off on Instagram and Facebook. I'm like, who cares? No one can see anything anyway. So,
But it felt so good.
right?
It felt
Right?
so good. And then the day after, I was like, I was a bit like slow getting back on. I'm like, okay.
Do you remember those days where we used to have newspapers for ads? We used to be able to go and look at a job for classifieds on the
Yeah.
newspaper. And, any news we needed, any ads we needed to do, it either needed to be in a magazine or in a newspaper, or however, or, you go to a grocery store and they had little cards of like advertising your business or whatever it was, right? Or posters posted on different places.
Mm-hmm.
Now social media has become that. Your
Mm-hmm.
ad, your business, everything that you do has become social media. Now, when it got shut down, when Facebook and Instagram got shut down, and I was like all over the place, I'm like, I hope they get freaking shut down, the entire thing, the whole thing gets shut down, so I can go back to my newspaper ads. Like I don't have to
Bring out your yellow pages.
I can't find it. She goes, Melanie, where's the yellow page?
Oh my God.
Life was great that time, but like you said, it was the reflection of today's world that's happening. Is how many people actually started to reflect on themselves more now than they ever did many years ago.
Yeah.
So I think it is something that's affected our life in so many ways. We have to wear masks, we have to take care of it. There is a reason why it's happened, and I believe the world needed it in order to create more spiritual, more beautiful people in the world, to know that, we are here for a reason. There's a purpose in our life right now, right here. If I don't create this problem, this is not going to happen. And if I don't get people to slow down, things are not going to start happening. The world is still getting worse and worse. Or how many people are going to be more spiritual enough to keep the world going? I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us were functioning on autopilot and, think that, okay, one day I will do this and one day I will do that. I remember, and I said, okay, one day when I have more time, I'll turn my side hustle into a full-time business. One day I will write a recipe book, but maybe in 10 years. And, so the world decides to shut down. And I'm like, okay, well, 2.5 years in, and here we are.
Start doing what you want to do now.
That's right. Don't wait.
Don't
Don't wait for another pandemic.
No, please don't. That's we're not looking for that anymore. Just do what you want to do right now. This is why I brought Ashika here, because when I look at someone that has achieved their goals, I see that we worked really hard day by day by day to get that one piece out for the world to read, to look at. We've gone through so much in our life. We've gone through so ups and downs. We know what makes it better. We know how to bring it back. We know that your life needs to live fully. It's not your material life that's going to take you anywhere. It's not your home. It's not your money. It's not your clothes. It's what's inside. It's your spiritual life that is eternal. And if you know that from today and how to take care of your body from now, you will understand that happiness comes within, not for what you have.
Right.
So thank you for your book. I think that's the really big thing right now, because that book's going to help so many women out there to understand mentally, physically, spiritually, everything that they need. And your recipes are going to be amazing. I can't wait to get your recipes, because if they're not gluten-free, it's okay. I'll implement.
You can implement. You can message me. I'll help you through it. But you're pretty good at it. Yeah, I'm excited to have it live. I'm excited to celebrate your book soon. Very
My
soon.
book will come. It will come. And Ashika, when it does come, though, it and both of our books come in and they're both available. I'm excited to put them both up and advertise it. It's big, huge. And if anyone is with us and anyone wants to celebrate with us, with this beautiful books that are coming out within us and everything that we've accomplished in our lives, and if you have more those accomplishments, let us know, because we want to celebrate you as well.
I'd love to. Yes, yeah. I mean, we just have to celebrate each other. Just bring the joy and bring the joy. Yes, thank you so much, Nishma, for having me. This is always so much fun. And next time, yes, let's do the wine. You only live once.
It's called the Podcast of Wine and Shine.
Awesome. Thank you so much, my dear.
You're welcome. Everyone else that's listening, thank you so much for being here and listening to me and Ashika talk and randomly talk about our books and Ashika's book and life and everything all together. So it's always beautiful having her. And if you know her, she inspires me fully always. Oh, and last thing I wanted to say is while we were talking, I saw 111.
Oh, did you?
Tell you that. Yeah.
We're on track.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Please do subscribe. Any questions, anything that you have, please let us know. We're here to celebrate you. So let's celebrate who you are, what we do. And I cannot wait to read Ashika's book. And I cannot wait for my book to launch too as well. So other than that, have a fabulous day, guys.
Bye.